Your results are an expression of your level of awareness. Now, I want you to think of this for a moment. From time to time, this is going to cause you to be very confused. You will look at people, and they're getting very poor results. They're not getting good results at all. And yet they're brilliant. Now, if you don't understand what we're dealing with here, that would cause tremendous confusion. The people are absolutely brilliant, and yet they're getting such terrible results. I remember Walter Castles, my lawyer. He didn't understand this. Walter was programmed well. He came from, Castles is a big name in law in the area I come from, but he didn't understand. And I know it used to puzzle him, because I got to a point where I was earning more money than him, and I was cleaning floors. You see? And it must have driven him nuts. Here's this guy, he was so screwed up, he didn't know which end was up. And somebody sent him to him. I don't know how I got to know him, but, I didn't have anything going for me, and I'm earning all this money, and the business just kept growing. I had no idea what I was doing. I really didn't know. You don't have to know. If you can be following the law and doing the right thing and still not knowing you're doing it. That's where you become an unconscious competent. So I didn't understand any of this. It took me ages, just took me absolutely ages to figure this out. Now, I want you to think. Your results are an expression of your own level of awareness. So when you're looking at a person and you know they're absolutely brilliant, but the results are so bad, don't let it confuse you any longer. Understand that the intellectual mind, the educated mind, can gather a ton of information, can pass your exams. You can come out with a 4.0 and you're not very aware. There's people that intellectually are absolutely brilliant. They could figure you right through a brick wall. But the results are terrible. That's their awareness. And when you're talking to people, don't ask, is this their thinking mind or is this their paradigm that's talking to me? And you'll find a person may take and show a person how to do something and they don't do it. They screw it all up. Why? They say, well, they should know better. I told them how to do it. Oh, really? Did you change their paradigm when you told them? Because you see, it's the paradigm that's going to do the job. It's not what you were telling them. They can hear it. You could even have them repeat to you what you're telling them. You could get them to write out what you said. Then you know they know exactly what you've told them. That doesn't mean they're going to do it. Go back to the time when you were a kid. God, I don't have a hard time with this. My mother would say, why did you do that? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You know better. I know. Well, why are you doing it? I don't know. I used to hate, why are you doing that? I'd hate it. My employers, school teachers, why'd you do that? I don't know. Then I got married. My wife said, why'd you drop it right there? Your awareness is blocked by layers of virus. We put virus in because that's a known commodity today. It screws everything up. Well, look at it. Let the little dot represent your present level of awareness. Now really pay attention here. I want you to watch this very carefully. That little dot represents your level of awareness. Your level of awareness is going to dictate your results. Now look at carefully. Let's suppose our awareness just improved that much. Think of the change. Think of the change. If the awareness just improved, whoo, the difference it would make. You see, as the awareness expands, so does your world. You eliminate the darkness when you turn on the light. Let there be light. Let there be a higher degree of consciousness. Let there be a higher degree of awareness. Let there be an awareness where you can look in and see the cause of your situation. It's not her fault. It's not his fault. It's not their fault. It's the ideas in their mind. A person doesn't earn $100,000 a year because they want $100,000 a year. They earn $100,000 a year because they don't know how to earn $100,000 a month. Now think of this for a moment. Does the person that's earning $100 a year want to earn $100 a month? Oh, yeah. Do they believe they can? Oh, no. A good number of them don't even think they're worth 100, and they're wondering how long it's going to keep going. Could you turn your annual income to a monthly income? You could turn it so fast you would shock yourself. See, the earning of money, it's governed by an exact science. It's all on levels of awareness. So let there be light. Let there be a higher degree of conscious awareness. That's what we're doing in here. That's what this seminar is all about. How do I develop a level of awareness, a higher level of, how do I expand it? Well, that's a good question. And if we think the answer is going to appear, just like unadulterated magic, it'll appear. It's expanded through effective education, combined with professional coaching over a reasonable period of time. It'll eliminate virus code and expand a person's level of awareness. Effective education. I don't think our educational system is very effective. Combine it with some professional coaching, mentoring. I see mentoring as it's a transfer of energy from my mind to your mind. I believe I could take any person and show them how to earn $1 million a year, and it wouldn't be difficult. In fact, it would shock them. It's so easy. Because in a relatively short period of time, I'd have them looking at that million as being such a piddly little bit. Yet that's what we've got to do. We've got to reduce everything to the ridiculous. And can you do that? You sure can do it. Effective coaching. There's not a lot of effective coaching programs around. A lot of the coaching that's done is done by a group of people that work for a company, and they just phone you. Well, Harry, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing this. Okay, Harry, what results do you want to get this week? So he tells me, okay, Harry, now how are you going to do that? So Harry tells me, he says, okay, now, check back next week, Harry. So he checked back next week. Well, Harry, did you do it? No. Now, Harry, why didn't you do it? You told me you were going to do it, Harry. I know. Well, let's start over again. You do it this week. Okay, I'll do it this week. They call that coaching. That's adult babysitting. And the person that's doing the coaching probably doesn't know any more than the person they're talking to, maybe not even as much. You've got to get with someone that's directing it that knows so much better than yourself. I had, without question, some of the best coaches, mentors that you will ever find. And these programs are nothing but the result of that. I was a good student. You see, he points out in this book, if you want to be a good leader, you've got to be a good follower. The trick is to know when to be which, when to follow, when to lead. And if you don't know when to be which, you're probably going to lose. Now look at it. This is so basic and it's so simple. We say it's a sad thing when you see a child that's afraid of the dark. I'll tell you something that's a lot sadder is when you see an adult that's afraid of the light. Yeah, I guess. This is so important that we understand this. This is all we're doing is expanding our level of awareness. Everything you're seeking is seeking you. If you're God's highest form of creation, why don't we show it? Some of our pets get better results than us. It's not that we can't, we can. But you've got to make a decision. You've got to expand your world. You've got to expand your level of awareness. That's what you're going to get most out of this. Some of you will say, what'd you get out of it? God, I don't know. There were so many ideas. It's an expanded level of awareness. I watched Wendy and Keith. She came to a seminar, and I didn't know them, but I could sense they were really paying attention. Their world has changed like night and day. I got a nice text from them the other day, and they were explaining another great reward that they received by using this information. And if you were to talk to that couple, the results are extraordinary. Now, they were winning when they came here. They weren't losing. They were worth lots of money when they came here. You see, this isn't something where you just come when you're struggling. They just had an innate awareness that regardless of how well they're doing, they could do so much better. And we all can. There's no end to it. There is absolutely no end to it. Everything you're seeking is seeking you. Now, why do we say that? Well, I remember many years ago when I was really getting into Earl's program, he said, when you set a goal, as you start to work towards the goal, move towards the goal will start to move toward you. I didn't understand what he meant. I thought, really? As you start to move towards the goal will start to move toward you. Is that true? Yeah, exactly true. You see, as you get emotionally involved, as you let that idea fill every molecule of your being, that controls how you act. It controls how this physical instrument moves. But not only does that happen, you're on a frequency and you've set up an attractive force, and the thoughts and the things and the ideas will come to you. Now, it may come in strange ways that you never expected. You could be in a lineup in a supermarket, and somebody bangs into your cart, and you look this way, and you see the headline on some rag tabloid that's near the registration, and, whoa, it triggers an idea in your mind, and like that, you've solved the problem you've been working on for a month. You may leave the groceries right there in the cart and walk away. You got to act on the idea. Now, how would you know that you're going to get it off some rag tabloid headline in a crowded supermarket? God works in mysterious ways, wonders to you. Listen, you don't know. You just know it's coming. You're going to know it's coming. You got to know it's coming. If you stay in that vibration, it's coming. And it may come in the 11th hour. You may be tested, baby, right down to the finish line. But it's coming. You're starting to understand that now. You're seeing things happening. You're saying, how the hell did this happen? Just know it's going to happen. Just know it. You don't wonder, you know it. There's a difference. I often tell a story of an old friend, Milt Campbell. He got the silver medal in Helsinki in 52, but he won the gold medal. And so in 56, he's down in Melbourne, Australia, and he's running around the park there, the village, and Rayford Johnson says to him, Milt, what do you think is going to happen? Milt says, Rayford, you've wasted your time coming here. This one's mine. What he was talking about is the gold medal for the decathlon. That in itself is a pretty interesting story. But if I have time later on, I'll tell you a little bit. But Milt was a very good friend of mine. And Milt came from a poor background. But he became, on that day, the greatest athlete in the world. Now, awareness is all you're seeking. That's all I can give you. I can give you the path that'll create the awareness, but you've got to do it. I can't do it for you. I often say if I could put this all in a syringe, I'd come up behind you, I'd stick it in your ass, you'd get it. No, it's true. I really would. I am so fascinated with just what good this does for anybody that gets it. It's so phenomenal that you want everybody to have it. Now, sometimes you become overly enthusiastic and you'll drive the people away. You got to sort of be very careful taking this to them. They think you're crazy. Okay? It's all an awareness. There's a marvelous inner world that exists within us. And the revelation of such a world enables us to attain, achieve anything we desire within the bounds or limits of nature. Now, we should give him credit to that for Thomas Edison. That's where that came from. But, it's within the law. You got to work with the law. That's the way the whole universe operates.